Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we're going to try this one again, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lucas M. Thomas. This is NF Live, Episode 6. Sort of. Did Episode 6 last week playing Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, but we had some audio problems, so my commentary didn't come through. The game audio was alright, and I played the game successfully, and all that was all fine. But you couldn't hear what I was talking about, so I spent an hour talking just to myself, in a room, alone. This time, though, I have checked and double-checked that I have pressed the right buttons and set the right settings, and by golly, we're gonna get a correct playthrough stream with commentary of Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. The reason we're playing this one is that the Disney Afternoon Collection came out recently on PS4 and PC and Xbox One, but not any Nintendo systems, not the 3DS, not the Switch. So we started out a couple of weeks ago playing DuckTales, and then moved on to this game, playing the original NES versions, and streaming them for you guys. Alright, starting up again, here we go. Last week, I played as Chip. You see that I got my me character over there dressed up as similarly to Chip as possible. But this time around, just for variety's sake, I will play as Dale. There's no gameplay difference between the two of them, but they look a little bit different. Okay, gang, we have a new assignment. Our cute little neighbor Mandy has lost her kitten. I say this is a job for the Rescue Rangers. I'll go on ahead, Chip, and scatter some things of mine that might help. While we search the city. Alright, thank you, Gadget. I appreciate that. Good idea, Gadget. That's the spirit. Dale, you and I can start on the trail. Monty, why don't you and Zipper track down one of those strange mechanical dogs we've been seeing in the park lately? Mechanical dogs? A piece of cake, Chip. We'll get right on it. You can depend on us. Alright. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers Take 2. Playing as Dale this time around. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers is a cool little platformer by Capcom. Came out back on the NES almost 30 years ago now. The cool thing about Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers is that you got all these boxes. You pick them up and throw them to attack enemies. Just like that. Or you can also hide inside the boxes when an enemy's coming. There's all kinds of collectibles hiding behind the boxes, so you'll see me picking up and chucking tons and tons of them to get the goodies underneath. These little flower icons and stars. And then there are occasionally items like this big apple that weighs you down so you can't jump as much, and you can't hide inside the apple. You just can use it as a weapon to throw against the bad guys. Uh-oh. Used up all of my weapons. You have to be very careful. You have a finite number of boxes to throw. So if you use them all up, then you could be in situations where enemies are bearing down on you and you have nothing to use to defeat them. Because if you have nothing nearby to attack with, you're pretty much defenseless. Listen to that lovely sound of an enemy being defeated. One of the best sound effects of the 8-bit era. Chip and Dale is mainly known for being a co-op game. And in our newest issue of NF Magazine, we even talk about this game a little bit in that regard. And I have normally played this as a two-player game with my brother controlling either Chip or Dale. Actually, he was usually Dale, I was usually Chip. And the cool thing about the two-player mode is that you can pick each other up and throw each other into danger. You can be cooperative, or you can also mess with the other guy. Whoa! That's the best kind of co-op designs. The designs where you can work together if you want to, or also fight against each other. Just to have fun with it. See, I'm using these kind of metal boxes here. They are multi-use, but if you try to throw them, they don't go very far. They are mainly defensive. Whoa! Whoa! Now, I just played this all the way through last week. I'll probably keep that gameplay video, oh man, on the channel, just for reference, and we'll see if I can do better running through this time than I did last time. So far, I'm doing a little bit worse. I will try not to take a death here in the first level. That would be pretty sad and sorry. These little metal boxes can also be used to stack up so you can get to higher platforms. And you can occasionally stun yourself if you hit yourself with your own box. Just checking to see if there's anything hiding under those, and there wasn't. Funnily enough, boxes can float in mid-air in Chip and Dale's world. There we go, full life restored. Here's our friend Monterey Jack. He loves himself some stinky cheese. And that cameo of about 2 seconds is one of his 2 appearances in the game, beyond the beginning and ending cutscene sequences. Here's the first boss fight. Boss fights are all pretty similar in Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. You get this little red bouncy ball, and you have to hit the boss's weak spot 5 times. And then you get this little bonus round to get a few extra collectibles. Here's Fat Cat, Chip and Dale's arch nemesis. Ha ha ha, I tricked you, Rescue Rangers. The kitten was just a clever trap to lure you here. I've already caught your precious gadget. From now on, she's inventing things for me. You'll have to take her from my casino if you really want her back. Alright, Gadget has been kidnapped, we have to rescue her, and we have to go through different zones to get there. And you've got a couple of choices. You've got branching paths here. You can choose to go down to A or over to Zone B. And just like I did last week, for the sake of parallelness, there's a better word for that, for the sake of symmetry, there we go. I'm going to go in alphabetical order, playing through all of the zones. Even though some of them are optional. Missed. climbing up the giant tree. Chip and Dale are chipmunks, so everything to them is pretty huge. Except for these tiny little boxes everywhere. Everything else in the environment is on the scale that you'd expect, playing as a 6-inch tall rodent. So it was at this point last week, talking entirely to myself, I now realize that I started talking about the Chip and Dale cartoon and how it was adapted here. DuckTales was the first Disney afternoon cartoon. It was so successful that Disney quickly went to their vault full of other available characters and tried to decide which other ones could be adapted into cartoon shows for kids. And Chip and Dale were the next pair of characters that they looked at and said, yeah, we could work with this. There we go. So Chip and Dale were in a lot of cartoon shorts and things like that in the decades before the 90s. But they were just mischievous little rodents running around causing trouble for Donald Duck and others like that. For Rescue Rangers, they got a personality overhaul to become heroes. Chip got to be much more serious as the leader of the gang, and Dale remained mischievous and goofy. They gave Dale this silly Hawaiian shirt to reinforce his personality, make him look a little bit like Magnum P.I. Here's Gadget. Hey guys, don't worry, I'm okay so far. I rigged up this wireless phone when Fat Cat wasn't looking. See, cell phones weren't a thing yet when this game came out, kids. And I sent a carrier pigeon with a map that shows how to find me. Listen carefully. You'll need to shut off some water pipes to get through Zone B. Just jump on the tap. Zipper is waiting to lend a hand in Zone C. Uh-oh, gotta run. So, clearing Zone A allows me to go to Zone C, but like I said, alphabetical order. So I'm gonna go back up here to B. You guys can hear some of the excellent music. But yeah, they designed Dale to look goofy in his Hawaiian shirt, and they made Chip look like Indiana Jones with his fedora and his bomber jacket. And then they gave them the support team of Gadget, the love interest slash brain of the team, coming up with all kinds of gizmos and inventions to help them out of each episode's different situation. Then there was Monterey Jack, who you saw briefly in the first level. He was the muscle of the team. Big, brutish mouse guy. And then Zipper the housefly, who didn't really speak, he just spoke in squeaks and things. And in this game he serves the same purpose as an invincibility star in the Super Mario Bros. Games. Temporarily making you invulnerable to everything. This game did a good job of adapting each of the characters. Gadget doesn't ever appear in-game in any of the levels. The other guys do. Monterey Jack just briefly. Zipper on a few more occasions. And Chip and Dale, of course, being the heroes. But then you've got all these different little enemies in each level. Many of them have their designs taken from actual episodes of the cartoon show. Not that I perfectly recall all of them, because it's been a long time since I actually sat and watched any episodes of the Chip and Dale cartoon. They need to bring those back on a Netflix or something like that. Wonder why they haven't done that. Disney's probably working on their own streaming solution somewhere. Whoa. I don't want to fall in a pot and get boiled alive. No, I played all the way through this last week, and played through it many times as a kid. I do not remember what that pee bottle actually does for you. I should have looked that up. Oh well. Speaking of enemies that were drawn from the cartoon, these little shape-changing alien guys. One of the episodes that I do remember. Taking the form of the other characters and just confusing everybody. I'm not exactly sure why they're hanging around in a kitchen, but they had to put them somewhere. And here's an alien spaceship with the little gooey alien octopus guys. Whoa! Careful now. Ooh, I found the one up that time. Careful guys, I just saw Fat Cat send some tough-looking characters to Zone D. Also, watch out for falling iron balls. Throw something at the switches to stop them. Well, thank you for the warning, Gadget, but I'm not going to Zone D yet. For no reason whatsoever, I'm going to go over here to Zone C. Because I just want to visit the library. Oh yeah, this is the weird thing I ran into last week. Why can't you pick up these flowers from the side? I do not know. Programming error. But you can jump up from underneath them and collect them that way. Very, very odd. Using the old duck and throw technique against those guys. If you pick up a box and you just push the B button, it throws it kind of up tall, up above the chipmunks' faces, but if you duck down and then push B, it throws it along the ground, which is helpful in certain situations. Like that. I don't have to get down into the danger zone to attack this guy. I can just duck up here on the upper level and bop him in the face. Missed on that one. Climbing up the shelves. This one takes some tricky timing. Worked it out. Can you tell this is a Capcom game? It's got a lot of similarities to Mega Man. Just in how levels are designed, how enemies are positioned. The excellence of the music. I wonder if there's any crossover between people that worked on Mega Man music and worked on the music of this game. I'm sure there was. Cutting it close there. Gonna need a health refill. Whoa. Living dangerously now. Getting in the crossfire between lots of these tennis ball chucking kangaroos. Oh, that's another thing. You can see from the giant ceiling fans that Dale is going across that the sense of scale of being a chipmunk is somewhat preserved, but then you run into enemies like kangaroos that are only a few inches taller than a chipmunk, and that kind of breaks the illusion a little bit. Here's some shrimpy little kangaroos, smaller than a book. Oh well. It's an NES game. We didn't question such things back in the 80s and 90s. Oh yes, and that's the first level that doesn't have a boss fight. A few of the levels just end when you get to the goal point. Careful, guys. This is Gadget giving the same advice she just did a few minutes ago. Watching out for those iron balls. Another excellent song. This is the toy shop level. Full of these fake box guys. They blend in, except their color is a little bit different, so if you look closely, you can tell which ones are going to be fake and start jumping before you get to them. A lot of these teddy bears in boxes. Somebody should make a plush toy of those teddy bears. It'd be a very obscure reference to make. Well, maybe not. Not with the Disney Afternoon Collection having just recently released. Lots of people have been playing this game in the past couple of weeks. Whoa. Am I stuck in a bad situation here? I believe so. Yeah, I'm in a bad way now. I can't jump up through here. Yep, kind of had to take the death right there, because I got myself in a bad situation. But it's okay, I've still got plenty of lives in reserve. I'll try again. Choose a different path when I get to that point. You take the high road and I'll take the low road. That's another thing about playing this game co-op. There's lots of levels that are kind of split path like that. You can send one person one way and the other person the other way. Collect all the stars and take out all the enemies. Here's Ball Toy from the Pokemon series. Cameo appearance, even though he had not been invented as a character yet. Here's a train that goes nowhere. I need a moving train, come on. Of course, they had that in Little Nemo, so they did alright. Here's the Rug Rabbits, attacking you with waves of fabric. Running away when you get too close. Here's the buff roosters. Running through and just punching blocks. They take multiple hits. You can't just take them out with one shot. Ooh, thank you, Buff Rooster, for uncovering that acorn. Here's the giant switches the Gadget warned us about, and the iron balls. Whoa! Try that again. Okay! 2 deaths in the toy store level. I'm gonna have to play it a little more safe than that, I think, if I want to finish this time. Run away, rabbit. I said play it more safe, and then I took 2 hits, one after another. That's okay. And last time we know that there's an acorn right here. There we go. And turn it off from the side before jumping over there. Taking a brief pause just to check out how things are going on the stream. Hopefully we're doing okay this time. Last time I played through the entire game and then went and checked on the stream after it was done, and only then saw that the audio had not functioned properly. Hopefully this time I will get good results when I finish up this stream and go and check to see how it did on a technical level. And have proper timing to hit the fake boxes when they're jumping in front of you. Trying to find as many collectibles as I can, because I lost 2 lives in this level. So I need to be a little bit more cautious. I need to have a little bit less confidence in myself and plan for future troubles. See if I can do a better job against this guy than I did last week. I kept him missing his weak spot last time. Yeah, here we go. That was a lot better. I left a boat for you to get across the water in Zone D. Zone E, rather. Oh, by the way, I nearly fell into a hole in Zone F. Watch your step. See, Zone E is entirely optional. I never understood its placement. They should have had the fork in the road where you can pick either E or F to go to G. As it is, you have to go through F. So you either go straight to F or you go to E and then F. Who knows? So here's Zone E, the level that always gets skipped if you're just trying to get to the end as quick as possible. which is a shame because it's a nice outdoorsy level. With this weird wood block. Oh, interesting. I thought that this would keep me from jumping to my normal height, but apparently it doesn't. I thought it was like the apple. When you pick up apples, they weigh you down. Wood block does not. I'll just carry it for a while. Bye-bye, bug. Making my way through the bug level. Even though this level was optional, I remember playing it quite a bit as a kid. I think we always chose to go here anyway. Chip and Dale not being that long of a game overall, you have to expand and extend the experience as much as possible. Can I get that? I don't know if I can reach that, just being a lone player. Let's see. Hit that guy. Can I get up through? There we go. Alright. I don't know that I've ever successfully done that just by myself. Of course, I say that. I probably did it last week and didn't remember. Alright, clearing everything out that I possibly can before I summon the boat. Taking the boat past a fountain. It's just a nice little break. Taking a break from the action. No enemies or anything to deal with. Just taking a boat across the water. And then you get another item that's only seen in this one place. The hammer. One of those weird gameplay mechanics that shows up in only one place and only one level. Like Kuribo's shoe in Super Mario Bros. 3. Always loved getting to level 5-3 to play with that shoe. It was a special treat because it was in no other level in the game. Just like the hammer. You get the hammer and you can wield it against enemies for the rest of this one little section. And then that's it. And then it's gone. Try to take it to the next section and no. No dice. Hello, Mr. Antlion. I only know the names of these guys because of Square Enix games. Lots of antlions and Secret of Mana and Final Fantasy. See kids, video games are educational that way. Of course, if I bothered to look it up, I would probably discover that antlion is not their real name. Whoa, okay. Careful, careful, careful. Youch! Oh, that was not good. Alright. This is why people don't go to Zone E, because the boss is really difficult. It's probably the hardest boss in the game. Ooh, that was cool though. Got him 2 hits with 1 toss. And ended on a damage frame. That was pretty neat. Watch out for the pipes in Zone F2. They change size. Yeah, I had some trouble with this level last week, so let's see how I do this time. I think I've got more 1-ups saved, even though I've died a couple of times. Whoa, watch out for the rolling balls! Yet more Indiana Jones references. Having to dodge giant balls trying to attack you, trying to crush you. Hey, I actually took out one of those guys. Alright, this part's tricky. I think that was a glitch last week too. I fell off and it should have been a death, but I stood briefly on the bottom of the screen. But I'll take it. Go, go, go! Good work, team. You're almost at the casino. I am at the casino. It's right here, Gadget. Zone G, Fat Cat's Casino. Presumably the last level in the game. But, spoiler warning, it isn't. Just makes you think that. Like a good old Mega Man game. Gives you a map screen that shows you how you're gonna progress through the levels and get to the last one, but then once you get to the last one, it tricks you and adds more levels to the map screen. Tricky, tricky Capcom. This level's got these hat-throwing lizard guys, and the ones that appear on the upper level spawn into existence and then jump off the top of the screen, and then they're gone. That's... The programming doesn't keep track of them. They just disappear. Bye! See ya! Doing pretty good on lives. 13? Yeah, I think I'm doing alright. Also confused about these things. I don't know what they are. I mean, this is presumably a casino. I mean, what is that? What kind of reference is that? Some kind of gambling game? I don't know. Two circles bouncing back and forth. If you've been to a lot of casinos and you understand that reference, please tell me what in the world that is supposed to be. And continuing the trend of miniaturizing giant animals, here are football player rhinos, made to be just slightly taller than a chipmunk. And here's these mean old houseflies. They can't be nice like Zipper for some reason. Zipper is a nice housefly. All the rest of the flies in Chippendale's world are evil. And here's the antlions again, those that have been gainfully employed by the casino to run games of chance. Oh, this is appropriate. You see these tiny little pixel art horses with the word Derby in between. I made fun of this last week, but hey, it's even more timely this week because tomorrow is the running of the Kentucky Derby. I keep track of such things because I live in Kentucky. It's a big deal around here. You gotta dress up fancy. Get yourself a ridiculous hat. put down some money. Try to bring home the big bucks. I've been to a horse track and placed a bet exactly once, and my horse did not win. I say it's a big deal around here in Kentucky. It's not exactly a big deal for me. I like to watch the race and see who wins. I try to make predictions based on the color and pattern of the jerseys' uniforms. Jerseys. The jockeys' uniforms. The jockeys' jerseys. How about that? Sometimes I'm successful, most of the time I'm not. And here's the jackpot at the end of the casino. Lots and lots of free flowers. And another one up. Just because. And another one. And there we go. Just need to build myself a little bridge here to get over to the door. And then I take on this guy who cannot hit you if you stand in this position because he just keeps chucking coins straight down. You can't quite hit him either. You have to get over into the danger zone just briefly to be able to tag him. But then you can move right back. Youch! The spikes on the floor are the real problem. Only 2 spikes like this in the entire game, and they're placed right here in these 2 zones in this one boss fight. Easy peasy. That, however, was not Fat Cat. Yay! Thanks, guys. I knew you could do it. Fat Cat just ran off. But you can chase him with my rocket. Yay, Gadget has been rescued. And this time, Dale is the winner of Gadget's affections instead of Chip. It was one of the ongoing dynamics in the cartoon is that both Chip and Dale had a crush on Gadget. Here's a level that gave me trouble last week, so I will try to do better this time. I got talking about giant enemy crabs. And how there are so many different enemy crabs in games. Not just the one that became such a viral joke in the wake of E3 2006. I was talking about how I have all these ridiculous ideas for blog series and YouTube video series, like doing an entire series on different giant enemy crabs. But how impractical that is as an adult, not having the time to pursue every different whim of creativity. So, alas, the world may never get a Lucas M. Thomas produced series on crabs in video games. But I had the thought, so that's got to count for something. Alright, made it through that section, which gave me trouble last time. Might have spoke a little too soon. Watch out for the ninja squirrels. The flying squirrels have left the comfort of their tree and have come to live in a sewer. Yeah, know, I never really noticed playing this on the NES, but what's with the big green span of nothingness down at the bottom of the screen? It's like they forgot to design art for that strip of the level. I say green, it's probably some other color. I have a little bit of color deficiency in my vision. I try to avoid saying color words a lot, for fear of saying the wrong one and people being like, huh? That's not what color that is. Not exactly an easy problem to have when you're a magazine designer. I have to have my wife tell me what color things are sometimes. It's not that bad, I'm not purely colorblind, it's just I have difficulty telling the difference between some different shades. I'm going back to headquarters, so don't worry about me. Watch out for the fans in Zone I. They could blow you away. The penultimate level has bugs hiding in coffee mugs. Bugs in mugs! What a wonderful rhyme. Oh, and here's my favorite enemies in the game. I love these guys. Patooey! You try to take them out with a box, they just spit it right back at you. Bam! That's why you have to use the old duck and throw technique. Hit them in the legs. Take them out that way. That was funny, let's try that again. Boing-oing! And here's the fans pushing me back with the power of wind. Factored into a couple of different Mega Man levels back in the day. Youch! Don't blow me away, giant fans. Uh-oh. There we go. Go, Dale, go! You've almost done it! You're getting very close to the end of the game. You can do it, Dale! Youch! Alright, try again. There we go. Well-timed toss. Here's Monterey Jack's second appearance. And that's it for him in the game. Poor Monterey Jack. Very important character in the cartoon. Very unimportant character in the video game adaptation. Used in entirely inconsequential cutscenes only. But here's Zipper. Zipper is much more useful. Youch! Watch out for bee stings. Gotta get to the safe zone over here. Lots of these bosses have safe zones where you can just stand in one spot, attack them over and over. There's always a one-up in the top middle. I didn't realize that last week. Alright, you've reached Fat Cat's home base. Go get 'em, Rescue Rangers! Zone J, the final level of the game. Can we do it? We've got 20 lives saved up, so I should hope so. And now 21. Ouch. Careful, careful, Diggle. Don't want to blow through those 21 lives. Okay, that was a wrong button press right there. Do not press down and jump. If you do, you fall to your doom. Not sure why they give health refills at the beginning of a level, whenever you have not yet had any opportunity to take damage. There we go. There's through one section. And here is the only section in the game where you scroll to the left. Just to change things up. Just to confuse you and mess with your muscle memory. Whoa! Big plunger shooting weasel guys. That star is a trap. If you go for it, you get hit by the axe. Better to get hit by a lizard throwing his hat at you. As you can see, Fat Cat makes his home base inside of a cat food factory. Appropriate for a cat who struggles with obesity. Now you understand why. Because he has ready access to an endless supply of cat food. Convenient switches to turn off the traps. Fat Cat needs to be a little bit better of a villain in that regard. Just letting heroes come through and turn off his traps. Alright. Well, this is a difficult section. I might not make it through here since I've only got 2 hits to give. We'll see. Yeah, there was one. Yep. I figured as much. Alright, we'll try again. Need to make it to that section and have full health. Oh man. Yeah. Is there a refill I can get around here? I don't know that there is. I've got lives to give. Let's just try again. Yeah, he didn't throw the hat at me that time. Thank you, RNG. Lots of these situations, when you're playing co-op, you can just power straight through. One person takes a death, but the other person can keep on going. So it's a little bit more difficult as a one-player experience. Alright. Let's go. Hit on that guy. Throw to kill that guy. Alright, okay. Made it with one hit that time. Cool. Also a cool sound effect whenever you make something hidden appear out of thin air. See? Whoa! Can I get a health refill? Can you help me out before the boss fight? Come on, game. Help a monk out. Maybe not. That's alright. Fat Cat tosses his ash from his cigar in this exact same pattern. It's the only thing that he does to attack. Stand in this spot, but he can't hit you. Sorry, dude. You need to hire that electric fish. Uh-oh. Player error. I messed up. It's the only thing that can defeat you in the final boss fight is yourself. Just allow yourself to get dazed. Oh no! I'm talking a big game, but I have to finish the fight. There we go. I guess that'll teach Fat Cat not to mess with the Rescue Rangers. Golly, I don't know. Something tells me he'll be back. He will indeed be back in Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2. Well, if he steps out of line again, we'll be ready to put him right back in place. Right, gang? Right. Yes, sirree. There's no stopping the Rescue Rangers! Dun, 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 dun. Alright, everybody, thank you for checking out this second take of episode 6 of NF Live. With fingers crossed, I will end the stream and I will go and check the archive video to make sure that my voice was coming through, that the music was coming through, that the gameplay worked alright. Streaming has lots of different technical hoops to jump through, and even people that have streamed for years and years end up having trouble. So, not too bad that I have had only a few hiccups here and there in getting into streaming over the course of just the past couple of weeks. Well, this has been NF Live Episode 6, Take 2 of Episode 6. I am Lucas M. Thomas, and this stream is possible because of our continued support over on Patreon. Check out patreon.com/NintendoForce to learn more about Nintendo Force magazine. I am the editor-in-chief. I put together magazine pages, and I take a break once a week from being on the computer to come and play a game and broadcast it for you guys and talk to whoever is out there listening at the time. So come on back next week when we'll be playing something different and not doing a third run of Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Alright, gang. Thank you. Bye-bye.